never exclusive meal, a vegetarian dish. Check out my wife, chef skills, culinary arts, right in the kitchen.
Alright, so I've got some butter already melting in this big old pot here. I added some garlic, and I'm adding 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. You want to stir all this together. You see I have in my smaller pot my broccoli that's steaming. Second can of cream of mushroom. And the next thing I'm going to add is softened cream cheese, a whole block. And the way that you soften it is just sit it on top of your stove while your stove is hot, and it will get nice and soft for you. So I'm gonna drop this in here. You want to stir this in and really melt it in until there are no chunks. I'm gonna add some of this heavy whipping cream, which is gonna help melt this all together. You can see I don't really use measurements, but if I had to guess, I'd say I use about 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream to help melt that. And then I added another. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 1/2 cup. I used about 1/2 cup there of the heavy whipping cream to help melt this all together and really turn it into this creamy sauce that we're looking for. You really want to keep stirring until the cream cheese has broken apart and there are not too many chunks in there. So I'm adding this basil, oregano, garlic, and sea salt blend from McCormick. Love these. But you can add any seasonings that you like. I also added some garlic salt, onion powder, seasoning salt, a pinch of regular salt, and some ground black pepper. This broccoli is about ready to come off. Also in this pot to my left, I'm making mushrooms, artichoke hearts, and red onions. That's going to go in. You see I'm using triple cheddar and I'm using mozzarella. Like I said, this is going to be super creamy, cheesy. So I'm going to start with about 1/2 cup of the triple cheddar and melt that in with 1/2 cup of the mozzarella. Yeah, the broccoli is done, so we're gonna pull that off. And these mushrooms and onions are just about done too, so yes. So mushrooms, which they're just white button mushrooms that I sliced. Red onions also sliced, and artichokes diced. So this is my rigatoni. I like these because they have those deep ridges and the cheesy sauce really sticks to them and sinks into them. You always want to choose your noodle based on your sauce, so that's important. I'm going to fold these in. You see my little garlic breads. I'm going to stick those in the oven too. I'm going to fold in this broccoli as well. And when I say fold, you'll see how I'm stirring so that everything can get nicely coated in the sauce. mushroom onion artichoke mixture now. Please ignore this lemon. I was just eating a lemon. While I wait, you can see how cheesy and creamy the sauce is. As soon as I pick up my spoon, the cheese is just ready to do its thing. So again, I'm going to fold it in. You don't want to stir it and not get it evenly distributed. You also don't want to break up all your beautiful veggies, because at this point your broccoli and your artichokes are very soft. So I'm adding in the rest of the noodles, and I'm going to fold those in as well. And just gently, and that's why you use your big old pot, so you don't lose any of your beautiful sauce or veggies or any of that good stuff. So you see I've got my spinach set to the side. We want to add our spinach very, very, very last, because we don't want it to wilt away to nothing. We want it to still have a nice bite and crunch and green to it. So we're going to wait until we're right at the end to add the spinach. So now we're going to add these beans. I love these because you can just dump them in. They're already cooked and they actually have a really creamy texture on their own. So really nice in this. Just squeeze a little pouch out, and again, fold these in gently. And if you're not a beans person, you can obviously omit this. You can make it just like I did and just omit this step. Same with the spinach. I'm adding in my spinach last, and I'm folding this in as well. Dish, and I want to pour the whole thing in here, and make sure you get all your goodies down at the bottom of your pan, all that extra sauce, because it's going to bake and it's going to set almost like baked mac and cheese, and that's what we want. But it's going to maintain that nice creamy texture as long as we do it right. Don't be afraid to add cheese. More cheese is enough cheese. So yep, I'm pulling out my creamy melt triple cheddar. I love this creamy melt for this, of course, because the texture is supposed to be what? Creamy. So I'm just gonna dump it all on there. Don't be shy, because you need to cover the whole top for it to really set like we want it. And then we're going to add some of that mozzarella too, which is also a really creamy, melty cheese. And then we're going to end up putting this in the oven on 375 for about 30 minutes. And then when it comes out, it's going to be this beautiful golden brown. And that's how you know it's done. Fairly quick and easy, but lots of ingredients, great flavor. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you for watching.